Back at it again in MTG. Marjorie Taylor Greene is back doing her thing. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you are new. Please make sure you're still subscribed to the channel too, all right? If you've been subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. Some people might get unsubscribed, all right? And if you would like to help me out even further with the YouTube algorithm, watch this video to the very end. It helps out tremendously. And with that being said, let's dive in.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before we begin, I would like to let the committee and everyone watching at home that parental discretion is advised.
Hey, you've been warned. You know it's about to get wild and crazy when you got to give a parental advisory before you get started. Oh boy. Let's dive into this.
I'd also like to remind everyone that on our oversight committee, we provide oversight into all parts of the federal government, including their Department of Justice and their willingness to prosecute and their unwillingness to prosecute, and whether it's politically motivated. I would also like to say that when evidence and proof of a crime is presented, no prosecution should be denied, no matter who the person is. To the whistleblowers today, I thank both of you for your courage to come to the committee today and your commitment to truth. I have great respect for it, so thank you. I would like to talk with you both about Hunter Biden and his tax write-offs with his law firm, Owasco. I would like to ask Mr. Ziegler, when did you start your investigation? In your testimony, it was November 2018. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. During your testimony with the House Ways and Means Committee, you stated that through bank records, you identified Hunter Biden was paying prostitutes related to a potential prostitution ring. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Yes, that's correct.
I've also reviewed those same bank reports, commonly referred to as SARS, Suspicious Activity Reports, and I'm very troubled by them. We read thousands of them in the Treasury. This particular excerpt from a SARS report talks about human trafficking and in regards to Hunter Biden and Owasco and payments he was making. What's even more troubling to me is that the Department of Justice has brought no charges against Hunter Biden that will vindicate the rights of these women who are clearly victims under the law. I would like to talk about in your prior testimony, you stated that the prosecutorial team was investigating violations of the Mann Act. Is that correct, Mr. Ziegler?
That is correct.
Regarding the Mann Act, if a person is transported across state lines for sexual activity, such as prostitution, that could be a violation of a federal law. Is that correct?
I actually recently looked at the federal law regarding Mann Act, and I believe that that is correct, but I would refer you to the DOJ manual.
Thank you. I would like to present this to the committee. This is showing Hunter Biden paying for a victim's United flight from LA to Dulles. I believe this is a violation of the Mann Act. This is Hunter Biden's. This is his proof that he bought the ticket. He bought it for this woman right here. He flew her from Los Angeles to Washington on June 14th, flew her back to Los Angeles, California on June 15th of 2018. And I would like to...
All right, that one wasn't too crazy. Just a chick in a bikini, and her face was covered. Okay, not too bad.
Point out that if he was purchasing her a plane ticket for sex and traveling across state lines, do you believe that to be a violation of the Mann Act, Mr. Ziegler?
So I can talk to specifically what's in my transcript regarding the Mann Act. So I know we were compiling the information together.
Yes, but Mr. Ziegler, as the law states, by the code of the law, it states traveling, paying someone to go across state lines is prostitution. It's a violation of the Mann Act. Let me just move on just one more second here. So when Hunter Biden paid for this woman to do this with him, to travel across state lines from California to Washington, D.C.
Whoa.
on June 15th.
Whoa.
This is a violation of the Mann Act. This was prostitution.
Whoa, yeah, buddy. I'm gonna have to blur that one out. Yeah, that was an image of some chick booty naked, and yeah, her allegedly holding Hunter's man parts. That's gonna have to be blurred out. I mean, it was kind of censored there, but you know how some platforms are. You know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna have to blur that a little bit further. Okay. Sheesh Louise. My goodness.
Let me continue. Did Hunter Biden also use his company, Owasco PC, to pay prostitutes?
Can you hold on one second?
Chairman?
Yeah, we'll give you this additional time back.
Thank you.
That was.
So regarding Mann Act violations, what we can do is, given by the statute, we can turn those over to the House Ways and Means Committee, and then we can they can decide to vote to turn them over to you regarding Mann Act.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Ziegler. So talking about Hunter Biden using his company, Owasco PC, to pay prostitutes, this is also a suspicious activity report showing that victim one, the woman that was paid for prostitution, that traveled from California to Washington, D.C., paid for by Hunter Biden. This is an excerpt from a SARS report that we've read in the Treasury, and I think you all have looked at these too, showing that victim one was supposedly an employee of Owasco. But I would like to point.
It looked like that said $44,000, almost $45,000 in 4 months, I think it said. In a 4-month period. Send your boy a care package. Let me get $44,000 or $45,000. You know what I'm saying? Sheesh.
Owasco.
I ain't about to,
But
I'm not gonna do what she allegedly did. Okay. No sir. No sir. Okay. Allegedly, of course. Allegedly.
I would like to point out, this is not really what most paralegals do for law firms. And it's very serious that Hunter Biden was paying this woman through his law firm and then writing it off as business tax exemptions. Most people write off, write off things for their taxes through their businesses, like a meal or say office supplies. But can you confirm for me that Hunter Biden had written off payments to prostitutes through his law firm, Owasco?
I appreciate the question given by the statute. I'm limited in my testimony today, and I respectfully would need to turn those records over to the House Ways and Means Committee.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ziegler. One last question. You referred to one of the assistants as West Coast assistant. I believe this is the West Coast assistant. Could you agree with that?
So I can tell you that there were deductions for what we believe to be escorts, and then that $10,000 golf club membership. Yes, that was not a golf club membership. That was for a sex club payment.
That was for a sex club payment. Payments such as this from Hunter Biden to prostitutes. Also, Mr. Shapley.
Come on.
Mr. Chairman, we're at 1 minute and 53 seconds over. As long as Ms. Ocasio-Cortez can get equal time, she can keep going.
I will let Ms. Greene wrap up 5 seconds, and then I'll give Mr. Mafume additional time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Shapley, you started an investigation into Hunter Biden, codename
Yo, this is some wild stuff.
Sportsman, which opened in November of 2018. It was an offshoot of an investigation the IRS was conducting into a foreign-based amateur online pornography platform. This is evidence
Chairman,
of Hunter Biden
Chairman, it's
making
over time,
sex,
and it's
excuse me, this is my time,
unbecoming of
making
this
pornography.
Should we be displaying this, Mr. Chairman, in the committee?
Gentle lady's time's expired and went 2.5 minutes over.
Chairman,
If
can I
Mr.
have a point of
Mifune
order?
wants the 2.5 minutes, he can have it. If he wants to yield some to Ms. Ocasio-Cortez when she goes, she can have it. We'll make it right. 2.5 minutes. You all
Mr.
have an
Chairman.
extra 2.5 minutes. Chair recognizes Mr.
Mr.
Mifune
Chairman,
for
point
5
of order.
minutes.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Is that
State your
here?
point.
My understanding is that this committee was provided the suspicious activity reports on the condition that it not publicize them for the reason that they are not actually even allegations, much less evidence of anything. And my colleague from Georgia has now just revealed it publicly.
That is a good point. However, that suspicious activity report has been public for years. That suspicious activity report was on the internet long before I became chairman of this committee. So that particular suspicious activity report has already been publicized.
Thank you for that clarification. She had said it was part of the thousands she reviewed, but I appreciate the clarification.
Public and able, that we all reviewed in the Treasury.
Wow. So yeah, of course I'm gonna have to blur that out. That what she picked up there towards the end, because yeah, it was very, very graphic. Hunter booty naked with his you know what I'm saying? Being put into some place on a you can guess. You can guess. Okay. But for, YouTube's sake, I'm going to blur that one out. All right. Yeah, some wild stuff there, man. Walls are closing in on the Biden family. I mean, there's evidence all over the place, unlike with I'm not even about to go down that rabbit hole. I don't need to go down that again. But yeah, man, there's some wild stuff. Some wild stuff. It just makes you sit back and think, if this was anybody else with this much evidence, these many photos and whistleblowers coming out to confirm things, if this was anybody else, they would have already been in jail a long time ago. Right? I mean, this stuff is just ridiculous. But once again, I'm happy that they're doing it because it's waking up a lot of folks to what's actually going on with these Democrats and the lies that they are telling and how much they're trying to just cover it up. This stuff is just getting ridiculous, but it's waking more and more people up to the truth and what's actually going on. So that's the great side of all of this, because it only strengthens Uncle Trump. The more that they come after him and the more that they try to cover up for themselves, it only strengthens Uncle Trump. And that's great for us, obviously. Great for us all, the entire country. I know some people, on the left don't really believe it's going to be great for them. But, sometimes you don't know what's good for you, right? Sometimes you don't know until you actually get to see it. You know what I mean? And then you can be turned into a believer, because once it's actually in your face, you can't deny it. Once Uncle Trump takes office and people start getting arrested for these crimes and thrown in jail, then people will see. And once things actually improve and, the prices of everything comes down to reasonable levels and people can actually afford to purchase homes again and, just live the American dream if you work for it. I mean, at this point, it's almost impossible to live the American dream. It's virtually impossible to live the American dream at this point because everything's just so expensive. So expensive. I mean, it's ridiculous. You could work hard and still not reach the American dream at this point. It's just gotten out of hand. But when Uncle Trump takes office again and the American dream is actually within grasp, if you truly work hard, you ain't going to be able to deny it then. You just won't. But shout out to Marjorie Taylor Greene, of course, exposing these folks once again, no matter how much they hate it, because they hate it when she brings up those photos, which is absolutely hilarious. But hey, y'all let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.